Hello, my friend. I am excited to be back with another video that is requested by you. My channel, my videos are shaped by what you watch. When I see that there's a lot of interest on my channel for something, that makes me want to do it over and over again. So after my 20 best products from 20 different brands in under 20 minutes, I got so many requests to do the worst products ever made by 20 different brands in under 20 minutes. And I've got some really bad ones. Let's go down memory lane together, and some of these are actually still available for purchase, so it's a warning too. Hang tight, we're getting into it right now. Before I get started, I have to give a disclaimer in that, of course, I have not tried every makeup product that exists. I just haven't. So it's possible something wasn't included, A, because I haven't tried it, or B, maybe I just tried it and forgot about it. So please don't take it as something that it isn't if something isn't included in this. Along with that, the flip side, if some of these products work great for you, I think that's wonderful. It may be a different skin type, it may be different skin tone, it may be application method. There's all kinds of reasons why I may have absolutely hated these products and you absolutely love them. Please don't take it personally. We're discussing inanimate objects here and it's all in good fun and honesty and trying to save people money. But if you have a contrary opinion, please leave that in the comments below and help us in the collective brain of makeup awesomeness. And without further ado, let's go ahead and get into the worst products that I've tried from different brands. I'm gonna try to go in order this time because I feel like last time I was kind of all over the place in the beginning. So we're gonna go with complexion and then we're gonna move all the way up to lips, which is what I apply last. So complexion products, Anastasia Beverly Hills. Worst product I've ever tried from them is their foundation stick. I find it to be very cakey, especially on my fine lines and wrinkles. It just seeps in so bad, and throughout the day I feel like it's patchy, it cakes up, it's just not a good foundation. My shade that I tried was, it looks like it's maybe just beige. It did match me pretty nicely, but I just didn't like the texture and consistency of it, so this one was a big no for me. Another complexion product from Morphe. Definitely the worst product I've tried from Morphe is their relatively new foundation. Very similar issues to, it started sliding across my table, trying to get away from me. It's very similar to the performance of the ABH foundation stick. I don't feel like this one is as thick of a formula, obviously. This one is a little bit more slippy, a little more slick, where this one is just a little bit thicker. The lasting power on this was terrible for me. I did do a full review on it. I will link it down below in case you want to check out the wear test and actually see it for yourself. I'm not sure if this is actually the shade that I use. This is in 2.20. I was sent a few of these from my friend Shanine over at Too Much Mouth, and I did give away some of them because I knew I wasn't going to use them. So this was one of the ones she sent, but I'm honestly not sure if this is the shade.
This one's kind of cheating because it's not a particular brand, but so many brands made these. Those silicone makeup sponges, whatever you want to call them, makeup applicators. That was a horrible idea. Think about how many brands tried to make silicone makeup applicators, and it wasn't because they worked well, I don't think. It was because people were buying them and they knew people were buying them, and that really irritates me just on the whole. It's like, oh, people are buying this, let's make it, even though we know it doesn't work. The problem with those makeup applicators is that, yes, I know it's not supposed to absorb foundation, that's great, but all it did was just flop the foundation onto your face, and it just made it like a mess. It was worse than applying it with just my fingertips. At least with my fingertips, I had some control to kind of push it into the skin. With the silicone thing, there was no absorption. It just kind of spread out everywhere and looked so streaky and terrible, just horrible. Any kind of silicone makeup applicator, no, just a big, huge no. Next up, ColourPop. Now, to be fair, they have repackaged and I believe reformulated this product, but this is the worst product I've ever tried from ColourPop, and it was their original brow pencil. This was a stinking hot mess. The packaging on these were terrible. The spoolie fell off of the back. When I brushed it through my brows, it actually like would pop out, so I stopped doing that. The other thing is when you screw, I'm not gonna do it, but when you screw it up, it doesn't screw back down. That's why I've got so much product sticking out there, is because it doesn't go back down, it only goes up. It was the worst packaging. The formula of it was also really tricky to work with. So this was a huge fail from ColourPop, and I'm really glad that they redid it, even though I haven't tried it, so I can't say if it's better or not. Let me know if you've tried their newer brow products that came out within
the past year or two. Moving into eyeshadow, we can't talk about bad eyeshadow without talking about the Too Faced Holiday 2016 collection. I bought everything in this collection because I thought it was so cute. I can count on one hand how many times I've used each one of these palettes. So what I actually have these for is I have these on display down at my desk where I live stream on Facebook with my Facebook group once a week. I have these behind me and they're basically just pretty decorations is what I use them for. But I'll show you what the palettes looked like. They were just so powdery. It's like you could tell that they hadn't put a lot of effort into the actual formula of the shadows. They were just trying to put effort more into the packaging. I do feel like last year's holiday collection was not terrible. It was not bad. I keep buying them every year because they're so stinking cute, and I'm not gonna do it this year. I'm not gonna say I'm not. But I don't think I'm gonna buy it this year. But this was so cute. This one right here, it opened up and then inside they had 3 different palettes and they each had a different scent to them. So this one was the gingerbread cookie one. I'm not gonna show you every single one of them. You can always Google it and look it up, but the quality of these palettes were stinking terrible as far as the powderiness compared to other Too Faced shadows. Were they workable? Yeah, they were workable, but it's not what I expected for the price point. And this was the one that was available only at Ulta. It was the macaroon. But yeah, the formula was not good at all. I do want to give honorable mention to another Too Faced product that is still available, and it's their Peach Highlighting Palette. I will put a picture of it here. It is very much gone from my collection. I decluttered it years ago, and the reason why I didn't like it is because it just didn't have any color payoff, hardly at all. If you're very, very fair, you might have been able to get it to work for you. I could not get it to work on my fair, inching toward medium skin tone. A lot of people are gonna be mad at me for this, but this is my least favorite Tarte product that I've tried. This is the original Tartelette palette. I did not like this at all. It was actually given to me by a subscriber of mine named Sheila, who I absolutely adore. It did not work for Sheila. She sent it to me to see if it would work for me. Did not work for me either. Just really, really powdery. I've heard wonderful things about the Tartelette and Bloom palette. I never purchased that one. So I tried to get this thing to work for me because I do know that it works for some people. It just didn't work for me. Another eyeshadow palette that I don't have anymore is the Smashbox Cover Shot palettes. I do have a full review of the ones that I tried. I've heard that some of them are better than others. My least favorite was the one that was called a smoky palette. Whoo, they were not kidding about the smoky. Basically every shade in the palette turned gray. So the green had like a black undertone. So as you blended it, it turned gray. And it was a hot stinking mess. It was just terrible. I'm not a big fan of Smashbox eyeshadows in general. So when I got those, I had high hopes because they were so pretty. I really liked the color selection, but the performance of them was just not good. Just mud, straight mud. Another huge fail for eyeshadows was another one that I decluttered from Pure, and it was their Boxycharm collaboration palette. Do y'all remember that? If you get Boxycharm, there were like 3 shades in it, 2 or 3 shades that were almost exactly the same, and it was such a powdery mess. I didn't like the color selection a whole lot either. It was just, I don't know what they were thinking in the designing of it at all. Like, I would love to talk to someone and at least let them explain to me what they were thinking because I'm kind of curious, but at the same time, the formula along with the color selection just was not good. Least favorite product from Maybelline are the City Kitty, really? The City Kits. I did get the pink edge one. I was trying to dupe something. I don't remember what I was trying to do, but I bought some drugstore palettes to try to dupe some shades from another palette. So I bought this one, and again, just really powdery, just did not stay on my eyes, and just really difficult to work with. And the foiled shades, like the shimmery shades, are just super, super, super weak. It's not what I'm looking for in an eyeshadow palette. If you're looking for something that's very light, very much more natural, maybe you'll like this, but it's not for me. Urban Decay. Okay, this is another one I know some people really like. Their Moondust shadows. That whole line for me was a fail. Of course, I didn't try everything in the whole line, but I tried like 3 or 4. I think I had 4 of the Moondust shadows at some point. Glitter Fallout City. Oh my gosh, there's glitter everywhere, all over my face, not only while I was applying, but through the day once I cleaned up and everything looked good and it looked pretty on my lids. But then like a couple of hours later, it was when I was teaching full time, I'd go into the restroom and I'd look in the mirror and go like Like, it's distracting how much glitter would fall on my face. I tried it with glitter adhesive. I tried all kinds of things to try to make it stick. Just did not work well for me. I also want an honorable mention on their Troublemaker mascara. That was a mascara that just didn't work for me. It didn't give me length. It didn't give me volume. It just gave me a little bit of black color to my lashes. That was a terrible mascara for me. Speaking of mascara, can we talk about the NARS Audacious mascara? Oh my gosh, and I bought it because I'd never tried a NARS mascara before. And I was like, I'll try a NARS mascara, you know, we'll see how it goes. That was a bad choice. I do think I ended up returning that one though. And it just, again, just like the Troublemaker mascara, just didn't give me length, didn't give me volume. And the pokiness of those bristles, oh my gosh, just stabbed me in the underside of my eyeballs. Not comfortable at all, huge fail. One more mascara. Wet n Wild makes actually pretty good drugstore eyeshadows, but their Wet n Wild, what was it called? The Max Fanatic Mascara. I tried with this one. I actually went out and purchased it because I was trying to look for more good drugstore mascaras to recommend to you. Unfortunately, this one fell flat for me. This was a fun one that I talked about years and years and years ago. I might even have a review on this one. Maybe. It was the Essence Volumizing Lash Powder, and the concept was kind of like the Unique mascara where it's got the fiber. So you put your mascara on, you put the wiggly, whatever, the fibery things on, the white fibery things on, and then you brush your mascara through. Well, the big problem with them, number one, was that they fell all over my face. They fell into my eyes, which was not fun at all, especially being a contact lens wearer. And then they didn't even really give a nice lash look. They kind of collected on the mascara wand and then went into my mascara instead of staying on the lashes and adhering to them. And it was a huge fail. Definitely worst product I've ever tried from Essence. All right, you knew it was coming. You knew this was coming. Benefit Push-Up Liner. Okay, if you don't agree that this was the worst liner that ever was made in the history of makeup, I would love to know what you've tried that's worse than this. This was, when I first got it, I kind of liked it because what it had was this, they still sell it. It's this rubber tip and you roll up the liner, and then the rubber tip is supposed to help you glide it on to your lashes, like on your lash line. Oh my gosh. Okay, number one, the rubber tip over time started to bend, so you couldn't get the accuracy you wanted. And then it dried up so bad on me, like I couldn't even apply it anymore. It only took less than a month for it to dry up pretty much completely. It is one of the worst makeup products I have ever tried in my life, and I don't even know how they still sell it, to be honest. I need to know your thoughts on this. You've got to tell me. Speaking of bad liner designs, anybody that ever made a pizza wheel liner? I'm gonna stick with CoverGirl. That's the worst CoverGirl product I've ever tried. Their pizza wheel eyeliner, especially theirs, was atrocious. And the idea behind this is it's got a little pizza cutter wheel on the end, and you're supposed to drag it across your lash line, and it's supposed to give you a nice fine slice of a liner point. And this particular one also smudged really, really bad. It had a hard time drying down. So even after hours, I would, go like this with my eye or whatever, and the smudge would just be everywhere. It was hard to apply, especially on my lids where my lids aren't super taut anymore. I have to kind of pull them a little bit to get them to be flat in order to apply a liner like that. It was like skipping across my lash line. Terrible, absolutely terrible. Worst CoverGirl product ever. I get they were trying to jump on a trend, but still, it was a bad trend to jump on. All right, let's talk about Revlon. One of the worst products I've ever tried from Revlon, at least the worst one that I can remember, was an eyeliner that the idea was, what was it called? It's called the Connect the Dots eyeliner pen. And the idea was, it had this little bulbous tip on the end, and you're supposed to dot little dots across your lash line, or even on the bottom, which is a horrible idea, and then you're supposed to connect the dots. It's a nice idea, but in execution, it's terrible. So what ended up happening was that it ended up looking like Connect the Dots, where you had a dot and a line and a dot and a line. So you had to really be careful to try to make sure that it was the same width as the dots, but the dots were kind of big. So it was hard to get it to be like a line that I personally enjoy, because the thicker the line, the smaller it makes my eyes look. So I don't want a really thick line, and there was really no way to avoid it with that eyeliner. The other thing, same thing, smudgy problems, lots of smudgy problems. It was bad. It was so bad. Moving on to our last category, let's talk about lips. This is actually a product I liked for a while, but now it is my least favorite product I've ever tried from Nude Sticks. These are their magnetic matte lip colors. Now, if you get the ones that are for cheeks and lips, those are actually really good. They're more hydrating, they feel really good. But these, unfortunately, these are very dry. They get very flaky. They feel terrible on the lips after a while. I can use them with a lip gloss and they look pretty good with lip gloss, but without a lip gloss, they're just, oh, they're so gross. And the way that they flake off, like I'm trying to eat, okay? This has actually happened to me in a restaurant. I had this on. I was trying to eat. It's a beautiful shade. It's in boho. Trying to eat and I don't know what I was eating, but it just started coming off in the center, which isn't abnormal for a lipstick. But when I tried to wipe it with the napkin, little pieces came off onto the napkin, so I still had little pieces of lip color all over my lips in random places, and I had trouble getting it off. So it was like, I don't know, it's just a hot stinking mess. It's not comfortable. It doesn't wear down pretty at all. Just ugh. The next one makes me sad because I did spend quite a bit of money on this, and her other lip formulas are not bad, but I do not enjoy the Pat McGrath matte lips either. Look, what is going on here? I haven't pulled for it in a while, and it's not even going, oh, there we go. Now it's decided to go up. You can even see, I'm gonna try to zoom in so you can see how dry this formula is. It is so incredibly dry. And when I put it on my lips, I don't know if you can see, but it's kind of chunky, and then it's like faded on the side. So it's really hard to get it to be, at least for me and what I've tried, to get it to be like a universal color without doing some work trying to get it to be universal, because it does kind of go on a little bit like thick where you press hard and thinner where you press less, and then it's just really uncomfortable. It just doesn't feel good. And then I am having some trouble with the roll-up business on it. It's just for the price point, for being a luxury lipstick, this does not feel luxury. This feels terrible. You're gonna start seeing a theme in the lip products I don't like. The NYX Lip Lingerie, same kind of problem, just very, very dry, flakes off of the lips. You ever heard somebody say butthole lips, where your lips end up looking all cracked like this and it looks terrible? That's what the NYX Lip Lingeries do, unless I add a gloss to them. The problem with adding a gloss to them is a lot of times they'll start slipping and sliding. They'll get all over my teeth. So I can't really use a gloss with them. It's not really functional, so I don't. And I just, every time I've gotten them in like an Ipsy bag or some other place, I've always passed them on. They're just not good. And then finally, I do have one of these still. This is the Milani, what are these called? Amore Matte Lip Creams. Same problem, just really, really dry on the lips. Not as much of the flaking problem with these, but just uncomfortable. There is a really nice opacity to them. I do really like them a lot as far as the opacity. I mean, you can see just beautiful, ooh, I forgot that they smell. They smell like vanilla. They smell really, really good. But they're just uncomfortable. They're just very, very dry. And again, you kind of get that like crunchy, cracked look, which is not cute. Not cute at all. So that is it for my 20 worst products from 20 brands in under 20 minutes. I hope that you enjoyed it. I hope that you found it interesting. I know for a fact that there are products that I did not include in this that probably should have been in this video, but I probably forgot about them or didn't try them. If you have products you would like to add to my list, I would love it if you would add them down in the comments below in the collective brain of makeup awesomeness, where we help each other not to buy crap. Yes, and buy things that are totally worth it. Leave your thoughts down there. If someone's comment helps you, give them a thumbs up, leave them a little comment, tell them thank you, and while you're hitting the thumbs up button, hit the thumbs up on this video if you enjoyed it. Helps me a lot to help YouTube know that this is a good video that they should be sharing with other people. And if you're not already subscribed, you can subscribe before you go. I will have another video ready for you to play right down there in case you'd like to see another one of my videos. Thank you so, so much for watching. Mad love to you, and I will see you in a video very, very soon.